Hi, boys and girls. Today we are going to continue to measure our shoes. So we are learning to measure our shoes and to compare whose shoe is the longest. So what I'm looking for you to do today is to measure shoes in of your family members, and we're going to measure them from heel to toe, and we're going to see whose shoe is the longest. So what I did is I decided to trace shoes just to make it a little easier for myself, right? So I want you to look. This one was Madison's shoe, and this one was Noah's shoe. So to trace the shoes, what I did was I just took a shoe, I used my marker, and I went around the shoe, right? So if tracing a shoe for you is easier to measure than actually measuring the shoe, I want you to trace shoes and then measure that way because it might be easier to measure from heel to toe when you have the shoe traced. So let's look at Madison's shoe and Noah's shoe. Can you think which shoe is longer? That's right. Noah's shoe is longer, right? And how do you know that it's longer? Yeah, we can definitely see that it's longer. What you're going to do today is you're going to trace some shoes, and I want you to pick some of your family members or maybe different shoes that might be different sizes. And if you can't print out the form for Savas or if you can't write into it, you're just going to make a list. So I measured these two shoes um, beforehand just to make it a little easier for myself, right? And if you can't print out the form, you're just going to write the name of your family member, blank cubes, right? This way you know how many cubes long that their shoes are. And remember, you have your cubes that you either printed out, or if you have regular cubes, or if you cannot print it out, you can upload this onto your screen and just measure the shoes against your screen. Okay, so I had Madison, Noah, Lukey, and Ryan. When I measured Lukey's shoes, his shoes were 12 cubes long. When I measured Ryan's, his was 11. Okay, so now let's look over here. I'm going to measure Madison's shoes. So remember, I'm going from heel to toe when I measure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Madison's shoes are 6 cubes long. So on my chart, I'm just going to write 6. Okay, and now I'm going to measure Noah's shoe. So remember again, I'm measuring from heel to toe. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So Noah's shoe is 9 cubes long. So on my chart, I'm going to go ahead and write 9. And now I'm going to think, whose shoe was the longest? Madison's was 6, Noah's was 9, Lukey's was 12, Ryan's is 11. Whose shoe do you think is the longest? That's right. Lukey's was the longest. So I'm just going to circle his because his is 12 cubes long, right? And 12 is more than 11, 9, and 6. 12 is the biggest number out of all of these. Okay, so make sure once you measure, if you can't print out in Savas, you're going to make your own chart. You're going to upload this onto Google Classroom and upload the pictures of you measuring. And I can't wait to see who has the biggest shoe in your family.